जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीर बनचारी यमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रजजन रंजन यमुना तीर बनचारी यमुना तीर बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय
हरे कृष्णा।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेव।
Hare Krishna. Welcome to all devotees. Now we start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutam Nam Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatvajayam Udirayat. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवती नैष्टिकी। हरे कृष्णा दंडोत प्रणाम। Today we start chapter 30, the disappearance of the Yadu dynasty, Srimad Bhagwatam Canto 11, shloka from 1 to 15. Raja uvacha tata Bhagavata uddhave nirgate vanam द्वारवत्यां किम अकरोत् भगवान भूत भावना ब्रह्म शापोपसंसृष्टे स्वकुले यादव ऋषभ प्रेयसीं सर्वनेत्राणां तनं स कथम अत्यजत् प्रत्याकृष्टं नयनम् अबलाः यत्र लग्नं न शेकुः कर्णाविष्टं न सरति तत् यत् सताम् आत्मलग्नं यत् श्रीः वाचां जनयति रतिं किं नु मानं कवीना दृष्ट्वा जिष्णोः युधि रथगतं यच्च तस्मा तत् तत् साम्यं इयुः श्री ऋषि उवाच देवी भुवि अंतरिक्षे च महा उत्पातान् समुत्थितान् दृष्ट्वा आसीनान् सुधर्मायां कृष्णः प्राह यदुन् इदम्। श्री भगवान उवाच एते घोरा महा उत्पाता द्वारवत्यां यमकेतवः मुहूर्तम् अपि न स्तेयमत्र न यद् पुंगवाः श्रियाः बाला च वृद्धा च शङ्कोद्धारं व्रजन्तु इतः vayam prabhasam yasyamah yatra pratyak saraswati tatra vishincha shuchaya uposhya samahitaha devatapajashyama snapana alepana arane brahmanantu mahabhagan krutta swasti ayanavayam gobu हिरण्यवासोभिः गज अश्वरथ वेश्मभिः विधि एष हि अरिष्टघ्न मंगल आयनम उत्तमम देवद्विज गवां पूजा भूतेषु परम भव इति सर्वे समाकर्ण्य यदुवृद्धा मदुद्दिश्य तथा इति नौभिः उत्तीर्य प्रभास प्रयुरते तस्मिन् भगवता आदिष्टं यदुदेवेन यादवः चक्रुः परमया भक्त्या सर्वश्रेय उपबृहितम् ततः तस्मिन् महापाणं पपुमरेयकं मधु दिष्ट विभ्रंशित धियः यद्रवैः भ्रश्यते मतिः महापाण अविमत्तानां वीराणां दृप्तचेतसां कृष्णमाया विमूढानां संघर्षः सुमहान अभूत् युयुधु क्रोध संरब्धा वेलायाम् आततायिनः धनुभिः असिभिः भल्लैः गदाभिः तोमर अर्ष्टिभिः पततपताकैः रथकुञ्जरादिभिः खर उष्ट्रगोभिः महिषैः नरैः अपि मितः समेत्यात् अश्वतरैः सुदुर्मदा नहन् शरैर्द्विभिः इव द्वीपावने. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Parikshit said, after the great devotee Uddhava left for the forest, what did the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the protector of all living beings, do in the city of Dwarka? After his own dynasty made destruction from the curse of the Brahmanas, how could the best of the Yadus give up his body, the dearmost object of all eyes? Once their eyes were fixed upon its transcendental form, women were unable to withdraw them. And once that form had entered the ears of the sages and become fixed in their hearts, it would never depart. What to speak of acquiring fame? The great poets who described the beauty of the Lord's form would have their words invested with transcendently pleasing attraction. And by seeing that form on Arjuna's chariot, all the warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained the liberation of gaining a spiritual body similar to the Lord's. Sukadeva Goswami said, having observed many disturbing signs in the sky, on earth and outer space, Krishna is the assembled in the Sudharma Council Hall. The personality of Godhead, O leaders of the Hindu dynasty, please note all these terrible omens that have appeared in Dwarka, just like the plagues of death. We should not remain here a moment longer. The women, children, and old men should leave this Shankodhara. We shall go to Prabhasa Kshetra, where the river Saraswati flows toward the west. There, we should bath for purification, fast and fix our mind in meditation. We should then worship the demigods by bathing their images, anointing them with sandalwood pulp and presenting them various offerings. After performing the expiatory rituals with the help of great fortunate Brahmanas, we will worship those Brahmanas by offering them cows, land, gold, clothing, elephants, horses, chariots, and dwelling places. This is indeed the appropriate process for contracting our imminent adversity, and it is sure to bring about the highest good fortune. Such worship of the demigods, Brahmanas, and cows can earn the highest birth for all living entities. Having heard these words from Lord Krishna, the enemy of Madhu, the elders of the Yadu dynasty gave their assent, saying, "So be it." After crossing over the ocean in boats, they proceeded on chariots to Prabhasa. There, with great devotion, the Yadus performed the religious ceremonies according to the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their personal Lord. They also perform various other auspicious rituals. Then, their intelligence covered by providence, they liberally indulged in drinking the sweet Maireya beverage, which can completely intoxicate the mind. The heroes of the Yadu dynasty became intoxicated from their extravagant drinking and began to feel arrogant. When they were thus bewildered by the personal potency of Lord Krishna, a terrible quarrel arose among them. Infuriated, they seized their bows and arrows, swords, ballads, clubs, lances, and spears, and attacked one another on the shore of this ocean, riding on elephants and chariots with flags flying, and also on donkeys, camels, bulls, buffaloes, mules, and even human beings. The extremely enraged warriors came together and violently attacked one another with arrows, just as elephants in the forest attack one another with their tusks. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Parikshit Maharaj now inquires from Sukadeva Goswami about the topic of chapter 1 of this canto, namely the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty and Lord Krishna's return to the spiritual sky. Because Lord Krishna was playing the part of an ordinary member of the Yadu dynasty, he appeared to react to the course of the Brahmanas by giving up his earthly pastime. Lord Krishna cannot actually be cursed by anyone. Narad Muni and the other sages who curse the Yadu dynasty are eternal devotees of the Lord Krishna and could hardly curse him. Therefore, in giving up his pastimes and leaving the earth will the Yadu dynasty, Lord Krishna demonstrated his internal potency and personal will, since no one can change the supreme potency of the personality of God. In relation to this verse, Srila Goswami explains that personality of Godhead never gives up his spiritual body, which is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. The word thumb therefore indicates how is it possible, meaning it is not actually possible for Lord Krishna to give up his eternal form, which is a prayasim, sarva netranam, the most attractive objects of pleasure for the eyes and all other senses. Transcendental liberated personalities such as the copies of Vrindavana and Rukmini, the original goddess of fortune, were constantly meditating on the Lord's spiritual body. Great liberated sages, Satam, having heard about Lord Krishna's body, could not take it out of their hearts. The Lord's bodily beauty expanded the love and poetic output of great liberated poets, and simply by seeing Lord Krishna's body, the warriors at Kurukshetra achieved a with an eternal body similar to the Lord's. Therefore, it is impossible to imagine Lord Krishna's eternal form of bliss to be in any way material. Those who imagine that Lord Krishna gave up his eternal form are certainly bewildered by the Lord's illusory energy. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, the inauspicious sign in the sky was the appearance of a halo around the sun. On the earth, there were small earthquakes, and in outer space, there was an unnatural redness on the horizon. These and other similar omens were impossible to counteract because they were personally arranged by Lord Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given a great amount of evidence from the Vedic literature proving that the human-like form of the personality of Godhead and His holy name, about paraphernalia and associates are all eternal spiritual manifestation without tinge of material contamination. See appendix. In this regard, the Acharya has further explained that because the living entities must suffer the reactions to their sinful activities. The Lord arranges for them to be punished during the Kali Yuga. In other words, it is not Lord Krishna's desire that conditioned soul be sinful and suffer, but since they are already sinful, the Lord creates an appropriate age during which they can experience the bitter fruits of religiosity. Since Lord Krishna personally establishes religious principle in his various appearances in this material world, at the end of the Yuga, religion on the earth was overwhelmingly powerful. All the demons had been killed. The great sages, devotees had been encouraged, enlightened, and fortified, and there was little scope for religion. Had Lord Krishna ascended to the spiritual sky in his spiritual world for the it would have been very difficult for Kali Yuga. Lord Krishna left the world in exactly that way during his appearance as Ramchandra, and hundreds of thousands of years later, hundreds of millions of pious persons still discuss these wonderful pastimes of the Lord to pave the way for Kali Yuga. However, Lord Krishna left this world in a way that puzzled those who are not his staunch devotees. The eternal form of the Lord is described throughout Vedic literature, and his eternal form constitutes the highest understanding of the absolute truth according to all great acharyas, including Shankaracharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yet, although Lord Krishna's eternal spiritual form is a realized fact for advanced devotees, for those who are weak in Krishna consciousness, the inconceivable pastime and plan for the are sometimes hard to appreciate properly. The word Vayam here refers to the unable-bodied male members of the Yadu dynasty. The word here indicates the desire of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The first chapter of this canto, the curse upon the Yadu dynasty, this incident elaborately explained. Thus end the purpose. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Guroho Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam परिजन सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान सगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांच नमो ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुवेच कृपा सिन्धुवे एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम. Today we start new chapter of Srimad Bhagwatam, Canto 11, Chapter 30, the disappearance of the Yadu dynasty. From Shloka 1 to 15, try to understand how the Yadu dynasty's disappearance took place. In this chapter, they discuss the destruction of the Yadu dynasty in connection with the winding of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Krishna decided to wind up his pastimes on the earth, then he uh, he and thought that there would be first Yadu, his family members, how he could uh, take them with him, and so he to take to do the this lila, which is described in this chapter. He here Parikshit Maharaj asking the question to the uh, Shukdev Goswami about when Lord Krishna told Uddhava to go forest, his Badrikashram, and do their austerity. After his went, how did the personality of Godhead, who is the protector of the living being, do in the city of the Dwarka? That question asking, and here the answer about this given, how the Krishna uh, his family members told to go Prabhas Kshetra for doing the ritualistic, officious ritualistic. Then the older family member accepted, and they how they went there and what happened, that describe here. Prabhuji will told you in detail. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhecha कृपा सिंधु पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्णा, दंडवत प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji, for a wonderful summarization. So, after having understood everything about Bhakti Yoga, when it was all completely explained, it was but natural for Parikshit Maharaj to inquire further because he wanted to understand what happened, how all the things unfolded. What did Krishna do after Uddhava had left? Because he had by first hand seen the destruction of his whole family, his whole dynasty. And then why was it that he still gave up his body? Because everyone was looking at Krishna. He was the dearest object of our lives. If someone looked at Krishna, no one could withdraw after seeing him. And if that form enters the ears of the sages and becomes fixed in the heart, it can never depart. What to speak of acquiring fame? In fact, there are poets who have described the beauty of Lord's form, would have their words invested with transcendentally pleasing attraction. And by seeing that form of Arjuna's chariot, all the warriors on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attain the liberation of gaining a spiritual body similar to the Lord. So it was a natural question that someone who is so beautiful, so required, why did he give up the body? Why this thing happened to him? How is it possible? Katham Prayastim Sarvanetrana. He is the supreme object of pleasure for the eyes of everyone. So it should actually not have happened at all. Now, Sri Sridhar Swami, he explains it in a different way. According to him, there was an inauspicious sign in the sky, that is, halo around the sun. There were earthquakes which was happening. There was unnatural redness on the horizon. And so all these moments, they were arranged by Lord Krishna. So Sukdev Goswami ji, is explaining all these things. And then we see that Krishna himself told that these women have appeared, so we should not remain. Now, literature, Vedic science, it has all the details. Krishna's eternal form constitutes the highest understanding of the absolute truth, including Shankaracharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have been emphasizing this. And although Lord Krishna's eternal spiritual form is a realized fact for devotees, for those who are weak in Krishna consciousness, the inconceivable pastimes and plan of the Lord are hard to appreciate properly. Now, Krishna had established the religious principles, and he does it in all his appearances. At the end of Dwapar Yuga, he did it when he came as Avtari. All the demons had been killed. The devotees, the sages, the saints, they were encouraged, enlightened, fortified. And so Krishna needed to be back. Now, if Krishna had ascended to the spiritual sky in his spiritual body in front of everyone, Kali Yuga would not have happened at all. So Krishna left the world in exactly the same way, just like Ramchandra, so that Kali Yuga would come in. And this is what happened actually. So here, Krishna ensured that everyone should be coming back. So Krishna has also told the way that everyone should be going, that there should be baths for purification, fast, fixation of mind in meditation, worshipping of God, anointing sandalwood pulp, presenting various offerings to the Lord, complete all these rituals with the help of Brahmanas, worship the Brahmanas by offering them cows, land, gold, elephant, chariots, dwelling places, and thus counteract the adversity and ensure that the highest good fortune is achieved. This is the process which Krishna has explained. And as always, everyone in the Yadu dynasty said, yes, we will do it. And so everyone went to Prabhas Kshetra, where they did everything as told by, instructed by Lord Shri Krishna. But unfortunately, as was planned by Krishna, due to providence, they indulged in drinking the Maireya beverage, which intoxicated their mind. So this is something which we have seen in the first canto itself, the curse upon the Yadu dynasty, where it is elaborately explained. Here, what is important to understand that this was something which Krishna wanted, the word Dishtana, which comes here. It was Krishna's desire that this should happen. And because they got intoxicated, they began to feel arrogant, that is but natural, and they were completely bewildered by Maya, which is the personal potency of Krishna, and started fighting amongst themselves. And the fight increased so tremendously that bows, arrows, sword, palas, all whatever could be the weapons, they started throwing on each other. So it was just like a small war which was happening there. They violently attacked one another, just like mad elephants do with their tusks. And this is how the whole dynasty, we'll see, has come to an end as per the expectations, plan of Lord Shri Krishna. So we have to be very careful because this indirectly makes us understand that we should be away from any kind of intoxication, whether it is alcohol, drugs, or even smoking, tobacco, because it can only lead to destruction. If Lord's own family, his own dynasty, could not save themselves at this the beginning of Kali Yuga, what about our fallen souls in this Kali Yuga now? And that is why the righteous path, as explained by Srila Prabhupada, to follow the four principles, regulative principles, and continuous chanting is something which will save us. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.